Hello and welcome to another episode of Squirtified Engineering. I'm Spiritis and we now have another status update, something that I've been slacking with quite a bit. I have not even done many unboxing videos, but there's a special reason why I'm doing this one. Not just because I want to get back on track with all the stuff, but we actually have a lot of things to talk about. And I guess the biggest thing to talk about is that we have bought another house. Now most people in our age, they have bought and sold several homes, apartments, houses, etc. to level up, to buy something a bit more expensive. We for some reason do not work like that, so we have instead focused on two projects. The apartment is not really a project, but the houses, the summer house is just a little cabin, and a new house which is quite old, built in the 40s, so 1946 or 48. So we will turn that into something that we like. And a positive thing there is that it already have a garage, but it's a bit tiny and I need to renovate the floor, the walls, the drainage. Yeah, there is a lot of things to do before we can actually live there full time. But that opened up the door to buy some of those cool garage lights, the hexagon lights. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have already seen a few of them. I've added a few more, which I don't think I've posted yet. But yeah, it looks great. So that will be an ongoing project, added to all the other projects. And one of the other vehicle-based projects of the bigger kind is the BMW E36, the 328i, which is fully stripped. Sort of. The doors are still on and so on. It's stripped so that it can stay outdoors. So that will be sort of back to the roots kind of project. Working outside and so on. But ever since we bought that car, I guess you have seen the first 2 episodes in that series, I always knew that I would build the engine, and unfortunately it happened a lot earlier than I expected. But I sort of knew what to get, and I have a package here, which is the reason why I'm recording this, or the main reason why I'm doing that. And of course it's from one of my favorite stores, Speeding, and we are doing a bit more collaboration. So you will see their logo here and there. So I will open this. I just picked it up from the postal office. So basically I've waited for this for 1 year. And the first part ZRP, and for those of you who don't know, we have another tape. This is something nice. Well, you saw that it says forged and billet engine internals, ARP lube. We have some decals, and then also the instructions. So now you know. We get 6 of these packages, and inside one of each we have something really cool. These. So these are conrods or connecting rods, and in case you don't know, in this hole is you undo these screws and then it will be installed on the crankshaft together with some bearings, and here you will have the piston, so this will be going up and down. So that's really cool. And while talking about the crankshaft, I am not using the one, well, will not be using the one that was already in the engine. Oops. Because I bought another one. I think you have seen that. At least if you follow me on Instagram. And the other big thing is this, Wiseco pistons. So this is really cool. And let's see. Again, we have 6 boxes that greets us. These I won't open because they contain the piston rings. And if you were quick to read what was on it, you would have seen the specification. We have the we say kolvbult, so the bolt connecting the connection rod and the piston, and then of course the piston itself. So it's easy to know which end is going forward and to the front or towards the rear, because we have valve pockets, and I guess the bigger ones are the intake. They usually are. I don't think this engine is an exception, but we have of course 6 of these. So yeah, back to the crankshaft. I will be using the one that actually was intended for the car. So it's a 328, which means that it originally came with the M52 V28 engine, so 2.8 liter inline-6. A previous owner replaced that one with the M50 B25, so 2.5 liter and iron block. The M52 have an aluminum block. So most of these things, they are sort of interchangeable if you take the correct parts, but the connecting dimensions are very much or very often the same. So I will use the 2.8 liter crankshaft, which is then increasing the stroke by 9 millimeters, so going from 75 millimeters to 84 millimeters. And if we were to use the same piston or piston specification, it would then go above the top deck, so the upper portion of the cylinder block, by 9 millimeters. So we need different pistons, and these are I can't read it now, but they are supposed to be 33.2 millimeters, and the other ones are 38 point something. So yeah, but in the end, with the different connecting rods, crankshaft, pistons, we will end up at a pressure ratio of around, they are saying 9.3 to 1, but I think it would be more towards 9.5. So a bit higher than what most people run if they are going turbo. And I'm not sure when we will be going turbo, but until then we need to stay NA, so naturally aspirated. So then the increased pressure ratio is good. So yeah, this was the big thing, but this also means that we now have the parts to determine how to machine the engine block and the cylinder head so that these can fit. And yeah, and currently I'm leaning towards going with a Athena cut ring head gasket. There are many people debating in either direction, MLS, so multi-layer steel, cut ring, which is like a normal head gasket, but you have taken out sections around the opening of the cylinder to fit a stainless steel ring, which will cut into the surface of the engine block and the cylinder head. So that will create a good seal. And currently I'm buying the arguments for using that more than the ones for the MLS. I am using an MLS in the Supra, but all engines are not equal, so we will see. Probably a cut ring gasket eventually, but like most of the aftermarket gaskets, we need to determine which thickness to use. So we need to machine the engine block and cylinder head before we can find out which thickness of gasket we should use. So yeah, this is a big milestone. And another thing that I saw laying here are these. So I'm printing my own sort of cover plates to cover the license plate. These are not in the correct size. These are matched to what I can print. So I will have to print them, the final one in 2 pieces. And maybe you see that we have small circles here. Those are for magnets, and I think I would be actually printing the magnets in place. So I would print this, and there would be a layer on top of this, and there will be no support, so there will be a void. So while it's printing, I will pause it and put in the magnets and then let the printer print over it. And I will add some paint and so on. So I think it's turning out quite cool. As you might be able to tell, I'm very excited over these parts. Yes, they are expensive, but these will handle a lot of power, and I'm not looking for that much power or the maximum power that these can bring. I will keep it on a reasonable level, and yeah, I'm really excited to be moving forward with this. And another thing that you will see or are seeing now, so this is for the Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, November. And the idea was that I would be donating the equivalent of $5 per sold t-shirt, just like this one, the supra on the back, per sold t-shirt and hoodie. But I had some health issues, so I haven't been able to do the daily videos that I intended to do about this. So I just did one yesterday because I shaved, but by the time you see this, November is over, and I don't think I've sold a single t-shirt or hoodie. I did have the inspection of one of my cars, and they had during checkout they had a tick box for adding 20 crowns, so almost $2, which would go to Mustaschkampen, or the November thing going on here in Sweden, and they would match it. So let's say I gave $2 extra on the payment for the inspection, and they matched those $2, so $4 at least this year. Hopefully this will work better next year. And again, we do have a lot of things to talk about. We have many parts going into this, and we are over the time, I guess. So I will take care of that in another video, but now you have at least a small update of the bigger things to come. So let's end this here. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.